Robin, here we are at NodeConf live, which feels good. NodeConf was online only for a couple of years.
Yeah, I participated in 2019, I think.
Okay.
Online,
was like the last,
but that was my first NodeConf.
Okay.
It was online, so I'm glad to be here.
This is your first live NodeConf. And what do you think? What do you think of the venue? What do you think of the conference?
It's amazing. It's amazing. Like really relaxing. Ambience. Like it's actually good to get out of the city, and like for work you get out of the city and into nature. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and at the castle here, there's just this huge estate with the gardens everywhere. Feels wonderful, even if it's a little bit cold outside, but got this fire to keep us warm. I live in the UK, so I'm used to that kind of weather. It's part of the thing.
You get used to it. So where do you work, Robin?
I work at Bloomberg.
Bloomberg.
So yes, we do many things at Bloomberg, but one of those things is the Bloomberg Terminal. This is the professional services.
Okay,
And it's basically the main, one of the main systems that you would use to get financial data at your desk.
Wonderful, okay.
So financial and economic data, and many different people in the financial profession use the Bloomberg Terminal for different things.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of applications inside of the same product. And so, we are working on this.
And is that what got you involved in JavaScript or Node.js? Or has that always been a passion?
I was involved with JavaScript since a long, long time. I've actually been using Node from 0.6 or 0.8, something like this.
0.8, 0.6,
Yeah, so a really long time. When I was working in the before times for startups, we were at the edge because at that time Node was very much a new thing.
Living on the edge, absolutely,
but it was kind of amazing, like I already liked writing JavaScript. Like I like JavaScript. Like not many people will say that, but here we say that.
Here we all say it. We love it. We live by that motto,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And so I already really enjoy JavaScript just to do small interactions on web pages. And I was like, that's a bit of a shame. Like for example, I need to use Python or Ruby to write my backend. Like I was at this point, and that would be cool if there was like a full JavaScript solution, and then Node kind of appeared. And it was amazing to be able to do this. ES5 code Node from the beginning that I wrote was kind of messy, to be honest.
Like everybody, right?
I think I have some regrets on some of the decisions I took then, but I think now we're in a really good place with both JavaScript advancing a lot, because again that was pre-ES6 at that point.
Yep.
So with ES6 and beyond now, because we're basically rolling like new things coming up to the language, and Node getting a bunch of new features. This is exciting times to be in. And
so I saw your talk, but for anyone who's listening, what was your talk about? Because I know you're talking about language features, and I know that was a big part of your talk.
I'm kind of leading to that. Yeah, you got me here. So I talked about record and tuple, and so it's a stage 2 proposal at TC39, and I'm going to come to this because what is stage 2 and what is TC39?
Exactly, and what are the steps to get to stage 3? I'm also curious, but we should start with where it's at
what
now.
is TC39?
Yeah,
right?
that's probably a good place to
It's
start.
a standardization venue for JavaScript, actually not JavaScript, ECMAScript.
Let's be clear,
because there are trademarks, obviously. And then, and stage 2, like the standardization of JavaScript features is a stage process. So you have stage 0, it's basically 3 years ago with some of my colleagues, we had the idea to write down something about immutable data structures. We didn't really know exactly how that would end up, but it was a document with a bunch of crazy ideas. Like we even have stuff like immutable classes at that time. We're not doing that anymore, but that being said, like we wrote things down and we kind of published it. We put it out there, and so Bloomberg is a member of ECMA International, which is the organization that hosts TC39. So which means that as a Bloomberg employee, I can become a delegate for Bloomberg Obviously, internally we have processes to define who's going to get there, but like mostly I had a proposal to try to push through.
Yeah.
So they sent me there, and we got to stage 1 after that. So my first TC39 meeting, I go and defend record and tuple. I'm going to get to what record and tuple are.
Yeah, of course, we're really interested in that. I know immutability is a big part of it.
Yeah, exactly. Immutability is part of it. Equality is part of it. So I'm going to go back to those things. And so, yeah, first meeting, presenting my first proposal. That was a bit, that was a bit scary, but you know.
I bet, yeah.
Everything went well. Like, had some really good feedback from the committee, and then we went to stage 1, which means that, yeah, the committee thinks that this is an idea worth exploring.
Exploring, okay, yeah.
And so, and now we're at stage 2, which means that not only the committee thinks that it's something that is worth exploring, but it's something that we expect to land in the spec at some point in the future.
Right.
We don't know exactly what the spec text will be.
Right.
That's kind of defined at stage 3.
It can evolve even further.
During stage 2, things evolve. Things are still in flux. So I guess if you're watching this, and you're asking yourself, well, I want to try that thing, and I have feedback for you, that's the moment to get feedback.
Yeah. And how would you try, I guess we haven't talked about what it is, but how would you try out features that are coming in stage 2 or stage 3? Is it like a Babel or Babel plugin?
I mean, generally, proposals at this stage will try to at least have a very experimental blend of transpiler / polyfill, right? Yeah, and so for us, we both have a transpiler in Babel and a polyfill
for the browser. Okay.
Yeah. You need both actually, because the transpiler will get you the syntax there, and the polyfill will get you the semantics, right?
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
So yeah, essentially, if you want to try record and tuple, we also have put a playground in place, which is available on web browsers. I have the link showing up in my slides in the talk. But yeah, that's it's really easy to try, so you can play around with the ideas.
So what is a record and what is a tuple?
Yeah, so what is a record and what is a tuple?
Yeah.
So a record is going to be very similar to, it looks like an object when you write it.
Yeah, but the syntax is similar.
Yeah, the syntax is an object literal.
Yeah.
But you put this hash symbol in front of it.
Okay.
Like with private fields, right? There is a hash in front of it, and that makes it a record. And same with tuples, you know, you're going to have an array literal, and you're going to put that hash symbol in front of it.
So the syntax isn't much different than what we're already comfortable with and what we know. But when we add the hash, what happens?
A lot of things happen. So first of all, that new thing is not changeable anymore.
So like that's when it becomes immutable.
Exactly. You cannot go and change a key of a record or add a new value just like that inside of a tuple, right? That being said, the goal of this is that then to have also deep immutability, because you can already with an object, you can already freeze it.
Object.freeze.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between object.freeze?
Object.freeze is shallow, right? And it's also after the fact. So you create an object at the beginning of the lifetime of the object, it's effectively mutable, right?
You can change
but then over time, you add that new constraint on it. A record, when you write the literal for the record, it's already there, it's already immutable. Now, the second thing that's very important there is that they are primitives. We plan them to be primitives in JavaScript.
Okay.
So what that means is that they will have the same equality semantics as other primitives.
Yeah.
You see, for a string, for example, if you have 2 strings that you create at 2 different points in your program, but they are exactly the same sequence of characters, well, that's cool. For the language, you use the triple equal operation, and they are exactly like it will return you true.
Yeah.
If you create 2 objects with the same values in it, well, since not only the objects can change over time, but also the objects are held by reference by any variable that's handling it.
Right.
The triple equal operation, even if those 2 objects look very much the same structurally speaking,
they're different references.
There are different references. Triple equal is going to give you false.
So we're going to get deep equality if we're using tuples and records.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
So yeah, you can have like huge structures on both sides, compare them, they're going to be the same. And equality is not only on the triple equal.
Yeah.
So they also exist with ES maps, ES sets,
yeah.
for example, that will use the same equality operation.
Yeah.
So if you, for example, in the talk, I'm showing up a coordinate system, with an object is kind of annoying because you need to keep holding the reference to the coordinate object that you have, or you serialize it to some string. But there's so many issues.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've all done this.
Yeah,
one time or another.
And so the idea is that what if you could just pass a record with latitude and longitude, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. Like you just if you create two coordinates at two different points in your program and you pass them to the map will consider like the coordinates to be equal and will manage to do the lookup.
Yeah. Oh, this is excellent. So I know in your talk you introduced this new language structure, but there's also some changes to the built-in functions around arrays.
Yeah,
I know we just have like a minute or two left, but we just
of course. So
explained a tiny bit.
As we said earlier, like they look like objects, but like when you read them and you read those tuples also, they behave kind of like arrays. So what we wanted to do is also have the same kind of functions that you would have on arrays. For example, sort. But the problem with sort is that it sorts in place. So it's mutating.
Array, and that wouldn't work, obviously, in a tuple,
So we wanted to introduce new functions, for example, toSorted. That's exactly the same thing, doesn't change the tuple in place, creates a new one.
Let's be familiar to people who love functional programming.
Yeah,
anyways,
so exactly. So the idea at this point was, well, we're already doing this for tuples.
Yeah.
Why can't we have that for arrays?
Yeah.
And so we have another proposal that's called change array by copy.
Yeah.
That's already stage 3, which means that browsers are starting to implement it.
Okay.
It's actually already available in Safari.
Yeah.
But if you take the Safari console, you make an array somewhere, you can call toSorted on it, and you can call toReversed also. There is .with that's equivalent to an indexed assignment.
Okay. Yeah.
And there is toSpliced, and so do whatever you want with this because
so having to add these new functions.
Splices.
Robin, thank you so much. If anyone's watching this and they want to know more about, or they want to experiment with the new features, maybe get involved, maybe test things out, do some testing, or learn, or watch your talk, or learn what you're doing with this. How can they get more involved and know more?
Yeah, so there are multiple links that I could probably share.
They can check out your talk, I'm sure.
Yeah, and so it's already in the talk.
Okay.
And overall, it's in the proposal itself is in the TC39 organization, and you can look at a bunch of other proposals there. So
excellent.
It's not the only proposal out there. There is a bunch of really cool stuff coming up.
Wonderful.
In the JavaScript language.
Robin, it's been a big pleasure to be here at NodeConf with you. I really enjoyed your talk, and I'm looking forward to all this amazing stuff that you're adding to the community and Node.js and JavaScript, ECMAScript in general. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of your conference.
Thank you.